ask a question? You mentioned you have a butcher house where you harvest livestock. Is that closed or is that open to the public?
You're welcome anytime. We are humane certified. We are made certified slaughterhouse. For years, we held the certification, the humane certification for Gores, and then in 2017, finally, I was able to buy a slaughterhouse. I think you could get a nuclear waste dump passed in a city ordinance before you can get a slaughterhouse, but everybody wants the meat, right? But I would say that if there's a general interest, because it's a working slaughterhouse and we don't slaughter every day, if you want to watch that process, let Robert or somebody here from the store know, or Gentle Harvest, or send us an email, and we'd be more than happy to bring you to the slaughter facility. The one thing I will say about our slaughter facility, a comment that the Wegmans people made when they inspected it, it smelled good.
Wow.
And so we are different. And if you take our hamburger and you cook it, the other day I cooked a hamburger. I don't cook. I live right next to the pub. You know, I own this restaurant. I don't cook. Why would I do that? There's people like Katie who do it so much better than I do. The hamburger just smells different. And a Jewish friend of mine tasted our pork, and she said it tasted clean. When you process food and it has enough space, and the animals have enough space, and they engage in natural behavior, and the animals are clean in their environment and their living habit, the food is clean.
And then if someone were to, say, have their own sheep, could they bring their sheep
Absolutely.
to your house?
That is one of the reasons why I bought the slaughterhouse, to reinvigorate the local processing amenities in the environment.
Could
So we
I
can bring
get
some of
a,
our Wagyu over there and help you process it?
Absolutely.
No kidding.
Absolutely. We do the processing now for the Hendersons and their Carolina linebacks.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're starting to carry our sausage now, so kind of need to get
Absolutely.
people closer.
And I raise heritage breeds, which are all horned cattle, and so our facilities from day one have handled horned animals.
Yeah, we've had the privilege of being on your farm.
Yep.
Yeah, and you process for me also. It's on my pig. You
Good.
did a great job. And actually, a chef complimented me on how good the butchery was.
We take it very seriously, and the other thing we can do for hogs is we now have a scalder, so if you want to do whole roasted pig, we can do that.
That's hard to find.
I will tell you, I worked the better part of 20 years to get that, and it wasn't like a little bit. It was, I had to buy the slaughterhouse first. I tried
Get
to.
ours, they skin them, that's like throwing away all the good stuff.
Yeah. And also we are able to, because we process, all of that comes back into our composting operation and our pet food operation, because we offer the tendons and the penises and other things from our organic humane animals for pet food, and our beautiful marrow bones. So absolutely nothing is wasted. We process about 20,000 chickens a month. All of those feathers and all of that blood and bone meal go right into the compost and right out onto the fields and right back into the soil.
So if I were to get meat chickens, Cornish crosses, and raise them and bring them, could you harvest them for me or no?
That's actually a more involved question than you probably think. The answer is no, we're not allowed to. And the reason is we're not allowed to bring live poultry. We still process on our farm.
Okay.
On the farm because of avian disease.
Okay. But if I were to bring a sheep, they could do that? Or
That's
some sheep?
because that's not done on the farm. That's done at our USDA inspected, humane certified slaughter facility, which is off the farm.
Okay.
Where's it located?
The slaughterhouse is in North Winchester. It's just up above 11, just off 11.
Do you mind if I take a couple of those to my dad? He's 97, of course, and he loves bread.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can get you some to-go boxes. Are there any other questions? We have a lot of these whole grains downstairs, and you guys have coupons for 10% off. To cook them yourself, we also have cooked whole grains in the freezer section, and a lot of our... So they're easy. You just have to defrost them. They're already done for you.
And poof, you have this.
Exactly.
It's so delicious.
And we also have a lot of whole grain pastas, quinoa pilafs. We have a whole bulk section where you could just get like a little bit of millet or a little bit of spelt if you just wanted to try it out and see how it tastes. So we have a lot of options here to incorporate more whole grains into your diet. And we've also gotten several of our baked goods, our OD shortbreads, our whole grain oatmeal cake, sprouted whole wheat, and bacon scones. We have all those certified by the Old Ways Council. So we have to go through a process to make sure it has a certain amount of whole grains in it to get that stamp. And so we have a lot of options here for you guys to incorporate more whole grains into your
And in
diet.
2 weeks, we're doing a sweeteners class. That's another complete minefield of disinformation. 2 weeks after that, we will be doing pulses and legumes. Can anybody here tell me what the difference between a pulse and a legume is? Then you better come to the class. And the 2 weeks after that, we're doing nuts and seeds. So some of these things will actually be making an appearance back in some of those other areas because they, especially the pseudo grains, they're not really grains. They might be nuts and seeds, and they might be pulses or legumes. So you'll have to come find out.
Thank you so
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
And we are a community-driven business, and if you guys want to see stuff like this, I guarantee you that if you tell somebody on the floor that this is the stuff you want, it doesn't do any good for me to say anything. Okay, it just really doesn't. If this is the stuff you guys want to see and you want to buy here, just let us know, and we will turn absolute somersaults. The only thing we really have to offer you guys is special orders. Okay, you can buy food anywhere. The thing that we can offer is what nobody else can do. We'll make whatever you want, and that goes for the meat. Any kind of meat cut. We have a lot of Europeans coming in for offal. Hearts, anything that's not central nervous system. We'll cut it, we'll grind it, we'll do whatever it is that you need to it, and the same goes for the non-meat. If you want to see it, I personally made matzo balls for the first 3 or 4 years that my store was open in Middleburg because we had one person who wanted matzo balls. So we're happy to do that, and if you want to see more stuff like this, just let us know.